The power of resilience. In this video, we're going to look at some of the key points from the book. Let's begin with the big idea. What is resilience? It's the ability to adapt, to recover, and to grow stronger from whatever challenges, stress, or setbacks we may face. It's not about avoiding those struggles, rather it's about learning how to rise above them. Why does resilience matter? Well, let's think about what happens when we don't have resilience. We get overwhelmed, we panic, we lose focus, and in extreme cases, we break down. Now, contrast that with the person who has resilience. When they face a challenge, they may pause for a moment, but then they get back up and they press forward. And that's why someone with resilience is able to stay calm and focused under pressure, to be confident in the face of uncertainty, and to turn what might be a devastating failure into a stepping stone for future growth. The good news is that resilience is something that all of us can build. In fact, psychologists today highlight resilience as being perhaps the single most important trait for success, not just at work, but in life over the long term. And here's why. As we practice perseverance, our brains actually change and they build new pathways. That's right. Our brains are wired for resilience. Now, of course, we all have different temperaments, but the good news is that we can learn to become more resilient. And the science tells us that there are 3 things that really make a difference: effective stress management, a positive mindset, and a belief that we can shape our own future. In other words, optimism. And so now let's look at some examples of people who've exhibited incredible resilience. These are folks like Oprah Winfrey, who as a young reporter was actually demoted and removed from her position at a TV station. She could have easily given up, but instead she went on to become one of the most influential and powerful women in the world. Or how about Nelson Mandela, who spent almost 30 years in prison for his activism against apartheid in South Africa? He could have despaired and given up hope, but he emerged from prison not only forgiving his captors, but also ready to help lead the nation into a new era of democracy. Or what about J.K. Rowling, who wrote the first Harry Potter book while she was living on public assistance and raising a young child alone? She faced rejection after rejection from publishers until finally, of course, she got the acceptance that she deserved. The point is that these are individuals who refuse to let setbacks defeat them. They picked themselves up, they dusted themselves off, and they pressed on. But resilience isn't just for famous people, it's for everyone. It's the parent who wakes up early in the morning, takes care of their kids, and then heads off to work, knowing that they'll be stressed once they get there. It's the student who stays on track despite the distractions around them. It's the entrepreneur who keeps going even after their latest business idea falls flat. In short, resilience is everyone's superpower. So how do we build resilience? Well, it starts with a mindset shift. We need to see failure not as defeat, but as feedback. It's an important distinction because failure is just a natural part of the process. Thomas Edison did not see himself as a failure, even though his light bulb did not work the first time. Instead, he saw it as a step along the way. Now, there are also habits that will increase your resilience. These are things like getting enough exercise, sleeping enough, eating well, and taking the time to journal and reflect on what's gone well each day. And another key is to build a support system, a network of friends, family, or colleagues who can encourage you when you're feeling down. That support system will make a huge difference. Finally, there's self-belief. This is something you can cultivate every day with small actions like saying affirmations, practicing gratitude, and visualizing your success. But most importantly, believing in yourself. So in the end, what is resilience? It's staying aligned with your true north, even when life tries to pull you off course. It's not about being happy all the time or never experiencing setbacks. It's about learning from those setbacks and growing stronger as a result. Now I'm curious, what's one time when you turned a setback into strength? Go ahead and comment below and share your story, because when we share our stories, we inspire others. For more on this topic, check out the links in the video description. There you'll find additional resources that will help you on your journey. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment below. I read and respond to as many comments as I can. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching.